There's a saying that people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. So in the era of AI, what do we care about? What should we care about? Now, AI is very powerful, supposedly easy to use as well. However, when we try to scale them out into full production, we can encounter some problems and many problems. For example, some enterprise discover that AI can be costly. AI agents can be more costly than human agents when they face a problem of runaway token costs. Some also found out that AI can be unpredictable when the AI agents give wrong answers because of wrong access to wrong data. AI can be dangerous when your AI agents can delete your corporate data, including the backup files, in an unauthorized manner. At the same time, workers are also having problems with AI. In fact, the studies show that workers who make more use of AI are likely to be more fearful of AI. So it reflects the sentiment. So what we're seeing today is that on the one hand, enterprises have yet to see the positive impact on AI, on their enterprise performances. And yet at the same time, workers are already feeling the negative impact of AI. So what we are being caught is a situation of what we call no win. All right, enterprise do not win, workers do not win. And because of this no-win mindset, as a result, what we're seeing today is this a huge bottleneck of technology and application. Technology is never the bottleneck, but the bottleneck is how do you translate AI, make use of them in a meaningful way, translate into better performances. So therefore, in our mind, the one and only way we can hope to break this technology application bottleneck is to find ways to move away from this no-win situation into an all-win situation. To arrive at this all-win outcome, we believe that firstly, AI must be pro-business. AI must be able to help enterprises to compete better, to grow better. AI must also be pro-worker, enable workers to have better job, better pay, better career prospect, things that the labor movement in Singapore cares a lot about. And last but not least, AI must be pro-future. It must enable us to build new capacity, new capability in our economy, in our workforce, in our enterprises, so that we can sustain our growth for a long time to come. So therefore, pro-business, pro-worker, pro-future. Can this be done? Is it possible to achieve all three outcomes all at the same time? Can this be done? I say, why not? The question really then is, what do we mean by pro-business in the era of AI? There's much talk about AI can help us to enhance our productivity, not by 10%, but by 10x. The question is really one of, so what? If we can improve our productivity by 10 times, so what do we do with the gain in productivity? Now, in the pro-business world, we believe that AI should be deployed not just about enhancing our productivity, not just about delivering the same product and services to our customer, but instead we should be asking ourselves, what are the things we cannot do today, and hopefully with AI, with this 10x improvement in productivity, can we make that happen? So we call this return on customer. Secondly, pro-worker. What does pro-worker means? In the first wave of intelligentization, many enterprises, their top priority is to bring human out of the loop. The narrative is that AI agent can be a lot cheaper than human agents, and they work 24/7, they don't complain and so on. More and more organizations realize that using AI to displace HI, human intelligence, is not necessarily the best way to go, because AI has its strength, but HI, human, we have our strength too. Right, so the idea of have a zero sum using AI to displace HI is a very short-sighted move. So increasingly, more organizations are talking about how can we keep human in the loop. More and more are also talking about how can we keep human over the loop, orchestration, and in some cases, in the lead. So therefore, we call this a return on employee. Thirdly, to be pro-future. In this business of the future, what will be the role of AI? What will be the role of HI? Now, if you look at AI plus HI, then you're just doing more of the same. In more and more organizations, thinking about how to use AI to multiply HI. So instead of 10 plus 10 equal to 20, they talk about 10 plus 10 multiplied by 10 equal to 100. Can we transform the whole business model of today so that we can have that business model of the future? And we call this the return on future. Now, if you were to put all the three returns together, return on customer, return on employees, and return on future, and we call this the 3R, the 3R outcome. Now, so while 3R is the right thing to do, the next challenge is how to do the right things right. How can we make cheaper use of AI? Fit for purpose. Don't just chase after the latest technology, the latest AI model, but go after the right one. Choose the right model and build your AI agents, at the same time optimize on the token consumption. Second is to be better, as we said earlier, AI agents can think, but thinking is useless without knowledge. How do we ensure that our data, structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data, multimodal data, how do we organize to ensure that they are of high quality, and at the same time, how to make sure that this data are AI ready? Because if they are not AI ready, how are your agents going to have access to them? We think a very important part is that at the same time, we have to synchronize the deployment of data agent with the updating, with the transformation of the business model. Third is to be faster. We have to learn how to make faster use of the technology. So we believe that we should try to build once and use repeatedly. And when you build once and use repeatedly, you better make sure that the ones that we build is the best possible. Now, talk about safer. What is responsible AI? Is to make sure that the AI agent perform according to what task, what mission we assign to the AI agents. Because sometimes AI agents can have their own mind and do things are different from our intention. And of course, we need the security governance. We have to make sure that our core assets are well protected. How do we adopt a zero trust? Zero trust, not just to our human, but also to the AI agents. So when we put all the four together, cheaper, better, faster, safer, we believe are the four core competencies we ought to have as we embark on this intelligentization journey, the technology advancing. At the same time, the pressure on enterprises to transform themselves to be enterprise of the future will only get greater. Yeah, because of keener competition with greater pace of change. Now, winners of the future will be those who are able to co-evolve technology with enterprise transformation. And in this co-evolution process, we need enterprises to have a business leadership. So basically, we need business leader with a vision in terms of how you want to transform your enterprise for the future. And at the same time, you need to have access to the right technological platform and capability. Many organizations, of course, it depends on your in-house capacity and capability, all right, because you keep updating. And at the same time, I think it's quite fair to say that in this era of AI, very few organizations will have all the expertise and knowledge in-house, right? So therefore, you complement that with external capability and assistance. And we hope that together, we can create this win-win-win outcome. Win in the pro-business way for the enterprises, win in the pro-worker ways for the workers, and win in the pro-future way for our sustainable development. And we can do so not by adopting this mindset of zero sum. AI versus HI. And also, not just by adopting the mindset of AI plus HI. We think the best is for us to embrace a mindset of AI multiplied by HI. Yeah. And when that happens, the tiger of human intelligence, reinforced by the wings of AI, can you imagine what kind of future can we create for ourselves, for economy, for our workers, and so on? You'll be tremendous, right? So let us work together. No doubt, AI is probably the most intelligent technology we've come across. And we want to get more intelligent. So what we need is to find a more intelligent way together to make good use of this intelligent technology in the cheaper, better, faster, safer way to produce a pro-worker, pro-business, and pro-future outcome. All win for all. Thank you very much.